Hello, everybody. My name is Franklin, and I'm really happy today to talk to you about my Spanish progress in January 2021. And feel free to ask me any questions about that. And I'm going to also give you the most data I've ever given on my Spanish progress. It's going to be talking about things from 2018 up until now. And I also want to say hello to language learning lovers. So let's get into my presentation right now. Again, I'm going to be comparing January 2021 versus January 2020 as well. So what did I actually do? All right, so in January 1st to January 28th of 2020, I read 101 pages in Spanish and I watched 0 hours of Spanish courses. Now, when I talk about Spanish courses, I'm talking about things in Spanish for natives to help them learn something outside of Spanish. So I wanted to do that, but I didn't end up doing anything in January 2021 up until January 28th. So and one thing I should point out in this presentation is last year I didn't really go by months. I kind of did, but at the same time I would sometimes do progress reports like the last Tuesday of the month instead of waiting until the month ended, and I had things like that. So there's going to be a little bit of discrepancies when I compare things in the month. Okay, so let's go ahead and tell you what I did this month. So in January 2021, the full month now, from January 1st to January 31st, I read 63 pages of La Educación. And La Educación, by the way, is a book on Christian education. It's a really good book that I'm reading right now. And I watched 3 hours and 34 minutes of Spanish courses. And I went to at least 12 Spanish Zoom meetings. So I thought I was actually going to do more Spanish Zoom meetings, but I ended up not doing that. But those Spanish Zoom meetings were at least 1 hour in length for the most part. So I did a lot of that, and I'm still going to Spanish Zoom meetings this month. So I'll have more to talk about. That's not part of my goal, but I thought that this year I would actually document that anyway and try to total up what I've done there, and I will be doing that more in the future. So this is what I need to do to complete my 2 big Spanish goals for 2021. I need to watch 196.44 more hours of Spanish courses before 2021 ends. And I also need to read 1,937 pages in Spanish before 2021 ends. I should let you know that the books I'm reading are books for native level adults. Okay, I mean adults that are natives of Spanish. And also I like to read Philippians 4 and verse 8 content. All right, so I want to share a few, what were some of the courses that I did in 2021 in January. One of them was learning MailChimp or Apprend MailChimp or Learn MailChimp. And so this was a LinkedIn learning class. And because I have an email list, and by the way, you can join my email list if you want in the link in the description of this video. But I wanted to learn more about how to use MailChimp so I could be more effective with my email list. And then I also did a MailChimp Essential class as well with LinkedIn Learning. So if you look at the dates of both of these classes, our courses, these were done early in the month. And so one of my problems has been with the courses is I can knock out a few courses really early in the month, and then during the month I have not done as well and continuing, but I'm trying to do better in February, so I should be able to do something differently for this month. Okay, so I want to remind you that you can be inspired by others, but you compete only against yourself. And I want you to remember a promise here at First 1,000 Hours. I like to mention this promise, Philippians 4 and verse 13, which is saying, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. So what you need to do is compete against yourself and try to make that a really hard competition. And we're going to look at some of the things of how I'm competing against myself. And this is a new addition to the progress reports this year. So let's continue in this presentation. So in 2019, I read around 1,480 pages in Spanish. In 2020, I read around 1,136 pages in Spanish. But let's look at some of my progression, not only from those last 2 years. I mean, or those 2 years, I should say, but also in 2018. I didn't know this. I didn't even know how many pages I read, or at least some of the pages I read in 2018. But I went back to this old post that I had posted on Facebook, and then it helped me to be able to total up some things that I read in 2018 in terms of pages. Okay, so in 2018, I read over 1,112 pages in Spanish. I actually read more than that, but I'm just going to count 1,112 pages. Okay, so I already told you how much I read in 2019 in Spanish. And then in 2020, I told you about how much I read there. Okay, so, and then again in January 2021, I read approximately 63 pages. Now, this is powerful, I think, because sometimes when we're in our Spanish language learning journey, we just can be having tunnel vision, looking at where we are in one day, but then we don't go back and look at our progress. What was our progress that we had, like, in a month? What was our progress we had last year? What was the progress we had, 2 years from now or whatever? And the nice thing is when you can document that, then you can go back and see, oh, well, this is how much progress I really made. So let's look at this. From 2018 to January 2021, I've read over 3,791 pages. And so I just thank God for that. And so what can really happen in terms of reading progression right now is that if I actually meet my reading goal, which is to read 2,000 pages in Spanish, I will have almost read 6,000 pages in Spanish this year. I haven't gotten to that point yet, not claiming that right now because I didn't do that, but that's to let you know a little bit about progression and what can actually happen at the end of this year. Okay, so let's look at some more progression in terms of hours of Spanish courses watched. So last year I watched approximately, it was 38.51 hours of Spanish courses. So, and then this year I watched 3.56 hours of Spanish courses. So that means that from 2020 to January 2021, I've watched a total of 42.07 hours of Spanish courses. It's not a lot, but what happens is it becomes cumulative over time. So everything adds up, and so I'm really happy about that. And I'm interested in things that I have even watched in February that I haven't even talked about yet because I haven't finished February yet. All right, we're in February right now, and so I'll be sharing that probably in March about my February progress. Okay, so this is what I want to do. So that was my report and all of that. You can ask me some questions if you have about that. But I want to tell you what I want to do in February or March in terms of for first 1,000 hours. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to do a Spanish Ask Me Anything About Language Learning question and answer live stream. Now, I've done Ask Me Anything about language learning in English before, but I've never done that in Spanish. And so this is something that is going to take me out of my comfort zone. And, I don't know what people are going to ask. Now, what I do is I try to prepare for those live streams. I try to prepare for the fact that even if someone doesn't ask me a question, I already have questions that I found on the internet that people have asked about language learning. I'll do the same thing for Spanish. So I will have some type of preparation, but at the same time, if people ask me questions, I want to be prepared to answer those questions in real time. And I'm sure I'm going to make plenty of mistakes, but I'm going to focus on my opportunities. And my opportunity is I will have a chance to interact with you and to speak in Spanish in real time. And I think that those type of opportunities or those type of challenges allow me to be more and more comfortable with speaking impromptu in Spanish. And so I'm happy for that opportunity. And then, what I really do, I speak with natives sometimes in the Spanish Zoom meetings. I might not say a lot. A lot of that is listening, but I am interacting with native Spanish speakers a lot in the Zoom meetings that I go to. So I'm not going to be afraid of doing this live stream. Okay, and then also I want to talk about my successes and failures with a daily routine. And so I'm going to at least do that on my email list. And I have talked a bit about failures already. on my email list. But this week, I'm going to be talking about dissecting one of the successes that happen in my daily routine. So if you want to get that email, it will be coming out on Thursday morning or Friday morning. I'm not exactly sure which one, but probably Friday morning. So you can subscribe to my email list and the link in the description of this video. But I think that it's going to be probably good for me to also talk about this on my YouTube channel, because the more we can understand about how to manage our time, the more contact we can have with the language. And I think that's going to help us overall with our goals, but also even our daily life, because time management is not just about language learning, it's also about being able to help in our life. And so I just want to be real and raw here at First 1,000 Hours, and to help share the failures and successes, because I think we can learn from both of those. And so I want to thank y'all for coming to my live stream. Feel free to share in the comments about your progress as well, and some of your goals that you have too. And I want to put on the screen a video that I think will be helpful. Is 10 plus challenges. Overcoming 10 plus challenges with Spanish. It's a long video, but I think it will be very helpful. And there's a video that YouTube recommends, and I hope to see you